Tonight on the program, remembering the late Princess Patharakitiyapha and her advocacy for human rights, especially for female inmates. Then the debate over the death penalty in Thailand resurges. And Min Aung Hlaing's visit to Thailand, how should ASEAN re-engage with Myanmar? Swadika, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. The late Her Royal Highness Princess Patharakitiyapha has left a huge legacy, especially in advocating for human rights. Let's take this time to look back at her achievements and how they resonated in the international community. Throughout her life, Her Royal Highness Princess Patharakitiyapha earned widespread recognition for her commitment to improving the lives of ordinary Thai citizens. The late princess notably advocated for reforms of the criminal justice system, focusing on the rehabilitation of female inmates and the well-being of their children. Her advocacy for women's rights and prison reform resonated globally, leading to the United Nations adoption of the Bangkok Rules, which established international standards for better treatment of female prisoners. The late princess's unwavering commitment was among the legacies highlighted at a recent commemorative event at the United Nations Conference Center in Bangkok, co-hosted by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and the Thailand Institute of Justice. Various representatives from the United Nations, Thailand's legal and justice sector, and ambassadors took turns to pay tribute to and honor the late princess. UNODC commended the late princess's long-standing efforts to promote justice and the rule of law, particularly her role in advancing the Bangkok Rules, describing it as a long-lasting legacy that has benefited women around the world.
She made such a big change because from an idea and a policy, translating this into what is now an international standards, but because she understood that at that time, women needed to be treated differently in prison settings. So she cared so much about the people that she wanted to make a change. But to make a change, she first of all, the legal knowledge to do that. So these were the ones that's going to help countries to say, well, these are international standards and we should all agree, we should build a consensus towards all achieving minimum standards for, women in prison, eliminating violence against children and women, towards the most vulnerable that are exposed to the criminal justice system. So it really takes a lot of courage, a lot of vision, but also a lot of empathy towards the others.
The late princess also played a crucial role in promoting legislation to end violence against women and girls. From there, UN Women hopes to see strengthened laws, support systems, and enhanced access to justice for those women.
There's no question that she has made a tremendous impact on improvement to the conditions of women in prisons, as well as, importantly, for UN Women, especially contributing on a global stage around the essential importance of stopping violence before it starts and eliminating all forms of violence against women. A very concrete example, we are really delighted to continue to work with the government of Thailand, who is in the process of developing a national action plan on eliminating violence against women and girls. And this plan and its implementation and all of the accountability that will come with that from civil society, through the justice system, through all segments of government and across sectors is a very specific example of how Her Royal Highness's legacy will live on. And that's a model for Thailand and also a model for the world.
Her advocacy for justice reform also inspired many other institutions. The Thailand Institute of Justice says that the princess influenced the Thai criminal justice system to place more focus on humanity instead of purely legal and procedural measures. The late princess's vision has shaped how the Thai justice system should work today.
Well, I think what probably has shaped the discourse or this dialogue for Thai criminal justice system is to really bring another focus, the human face, into the discussion. Before we tend to look at the criminal justice system from the legal perspective, the institutions, the procedures, but Her Royal Highness helped bring in the dimensions of human. And I think it's now very much timely because international community now is agree that criminal justice needs to put the needs of the people at the center when they design their services. So I think she has been very forward-looking, and her idea has been already maybe 10-15 years ahead of the time. But now we are working to realize her vision.
Her Royal Highness Princess Patarakitiyapha passed away on June 11th at the age of 47 after receiving medical treatment for more than 4 years following a cardiac episode. Her body is currently lying in state at the Grand Palace, and the 50th day memorial ceremony of her passing took place on July 30th. This moment serves as more than a reflection on her life. It celebrates her advocacy and how society can continue with her initiatives to reform the justice system, both in Thailand and in the international community. And improving the quality of life for female prisoners is one of the biggest achievements of the late princess. In Thailand, over 40,000 women are behind bars, making Thailand one of the top 5 countries in the world with the highest number of female prisoners. On the other side, female inmates here are trained with various skills to prepare them for when they step back into the outside world. Yet real opportunities are still limited.
เขาต้องการโอกาสค่ะโอกาสที่เขาต้องการคือโอกาสของการที่ได้รับอิสรภาพการได้ประกันตัวก็ดีหรือว่าการได้ปล่อยตัวไปโดยที่ตัวเองไม่ผิดก็ดีเขาอยากได้โอกาสเพราะว่าส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นผู้หญิงที่เป็นหมายเลข 1ของทางบ้านคือเป็นคนที่ดูแลครอบครัวมากกว่าผู้ชาย
This is the Central Women's Correctional Institution, in which at least 4,600 female prisoners are detained. Life behind bars here seems different to what we have seen in movies. These inmates are occupied with lessons, from handicrafts and hairdressing to even computer graphics and video editing. Although these women are trained in various skills, the social stigma against them persists. In the real world, those who have served time in prison are broadly excluded from the job market on release, with many positions stating that former convicts are ineligible. Some have even been forced to quit their jobs because of their past. This hits harder when those women are also breadwinners.
มีน้องที่เคยมาปรึกษาเราก็ประมาณว่าไม่สามารถไปทำงานได้เมื่อเขาตรวจสอบเจอว่าเป็นผู้กระทำความผิดเขาก็ต้องให้ลาออกถ้าถามจริงๆยังไม่เพียงพอเท่าที่ควรทางเรือนจำพยายามจัดทำให้ก็ถือว่ามากพอแล้วที่พอที่จะคุณสามารถที่จะค้นคว้าหาอาชีพหรือว่าหาโอกาสในการที่คุณจะก้าวต่อไปข้างหน้าได้แต่การก้าวออกไปยังไงก็แล้วแต่ถ้าเราไม่ได้รับโอกาสจากสังคมมันก็เท่ากับว่าเขาก็ต้องกลับมาเริ่มต้นเป็นศูนย์เหมือนเดิม
Women's prisons in Thailand have tried to address the problem. Providing new upskilling courses is one way. The director of the Central Women's Correctional Institution says that they have invited government agencies and private companies from time to time to provide job opportunities and have helped inmates secure these offers once they step out of prison.
เพราะว่าในเรือนจำมีการฝึกทักษะหลากหลายมากไม่ว่าจะเป็นอาชีพที่เขาถนัดอาชีพที่สอดคล้องกับตลาดแรงงานนะคะแล้วก็การทักษะการใช้ชีวิตที่ออกไปต่อสู้กับสังคมภายนอก เขาถูกฝึกมาพอสมควรซึ่งหลายๆคนนะคะเรียนจบหลายปริญญาหลายหลักสูตรมากที่เขาพอมีเวลานะคะซึ่งทักษะเหล่านี้ค่ะเขาพร้อมที่จะออกไปสู่สังคมอีกครั้งหนึ่งซึ่งอันนี้ค่ะภาครัฐภาคเอกชนต่างๆควรที่จะเข้ามาสนับสนุนแล้วก็เตรียมความพร้อมให้กับน้องๆผู้ต้องขังเหล่านี้ค่ะเพื่อที่จะให้เขาพร้อมที่จะออกไปใช้ชีวิตได้อย่างถูกต้องแล้วก็ตรงตามเขาเรียกว่าทักษะความสามารถที่เขาได้ถูกฝึกมาแล้ว
Beyond bars, some institutions have already rolled out measures specifically to hire former prisoners. One of them being the Restart Academy, an initiative by the Thailand Institute of Justice to provide work opportunities for former female inmates. Somradi, a former convict, is one of them. Now she has a new life as a catering manager here. But what's more fulfilling is feeling truly accepted.
เพราะโอกาสของเราเขาต้องเข้าใจนะว่าเป็นผู้ก้าวพลาดที่ออกจากเรือนจำการเข้ามาอยู่ในระบบของสังคมอีกครั้งหนึ่งมันยากเพราะทุกคนก็จะมองว่าเราเคยเป็นผู้ต้องขังมาก่อนก็ไม่กล้าที่จะรับเราทำงานแต่ที่เนี่ยเขาเปิดรับเราณวันที่ก้าวเข้ามาเนี่ยด้วยสายตาด้วยการที่แบบว่าให้คุณค่ากับชีวิตใหม่ให้เราเริ่มต้นใหม่ไม่ให้กลับไปกระทำผิดซ้ำค่ะมันเหมือนโอกาสเข้ามามันรู้สึกดีใจที่ได้รับโอกาสค่ะ
Some also dream of having their own business back home using the skills they have learned in prison.
ก็อยากจะเปิดร้านอะไรค่ะอยากจะแบบเป็นนายตัวเองเปิดร้านทำเล็กๆกับแม่เพราะว่าได้อยู่ในนั้นก็ฝึกอาชีพแบบเบเกอรี่ด้วยค่ะ
ตอนแรกก็มีเรียนนวดไทยมาค่ะนวดคอบ่าไหล่นวดหินร้อนนวดสวีดิชเพิ่มเติมเลือกพวกกล้ามเนื้อพวกโตมี่อะไรอย่างนี้ค่ะก็คือมั่นใจก็คือเรามีวิชาติดตัวมาก็คือเราไม่ไปกลับไปกระทำผิดซ้ำอีกแล้ววิชาชีพที่เราเรียนมามันก็ได้ผลกับเราจริงๆค่ะ
Most of the opportunities tend, however, to be manual labor skills. Nonetheless, it's still better than leaving them with no options. According to Thailand's Corrections Department, 33% of former convicts become repeat offenders within 3 years of release. Securing jobs for them will therefore help reduce the chances of them returning to prison, which can also help address the labor shortage in Thailand.
ปัจจุบันเนี่ยแรงงานต่างด้าวเรามีบางส่วนกลับประเทศบางงานคนไทยไม่ทำและแรงงานไม่พอนะครับแล้วก็วัยผู้สูงอายุเขามากขึ้นวัยแรงงานก็น้อยลงเพราะฉะนั้นให้โอกาสเขาทำให้เขาเป็นคนใหม่แล้วอยู่ร่วมกันน่าจะเป็นแนวทางที่ดีกว่าเป็นระบบนิเวศที่น่าจะยั่งยืนมากกว่าถ้าคนในสังคมเห็นด้วยกับตรงนี้เนี่ยเราสามารถขยายทำให้มันรับได้เยอะมากกว่านี้เนี่ยผมเชื่อว่ามันจะเปลี่ยนมุมมองกับคนกลุ่มนี้ได้มากขึ้นต้องเรียกว่าเขาเป็นกลุ่มคนที่น่าสงสารเหมือนกันนะครับเพราะว่าเป็นคนกลุ่มเปราะบางที่ต้องเรียกว่าอยู่กลุ่มสุดท้ายที่คนจะนึกถึง
Despite the opportunities out there, what these people really hope to see is Thai society welcoming them with open arms, helping these women rebuild their lives. After all, no one wants to be judged for their past mistakes.
การที่ผู้ต้องขังคนหนึ่งเนี่ยเขาตั้งใจแล้วก็เขาถูกฝึกมาพอสมควรแล้วมีศักยภาพเพียงพอที่จะไปเริ่มต้นใหม่ด้วยคุณค่าของเขาเองแล้วเนี่ยนะคะอยากให้สังคมเนี่ยเปิดโอกาสแล้วก็ให้โอกาสเขาจริงๆที่จะให้เขาได้เป็นคนใหม่ที่กล้าที่จะปรับปรุงตัวเองเปลี่ยนแปลงตัวเองแล้วก็ส่งเสริมพัฒนาตัวเองเพื่อเป็นทรัพยากรที่ดีของสังคมได้ค่ะ
Nad Bunag, Thai PBS World. Now the other side of justice.The recent murder of 2 Russian siblings in Thailand's Chonburi province has reignited the debate over the death penalty in Thailand. Thailand, however, has not carried out an execution since 2018. But the big question is, what are the real problems behind the current enforcement of the law and sentencing that has allowed former prisoners to continue committing serious crimes? Here's more with Gitipat Chilsukjit.
The investigation into alleged killings of the two Russian siblings and a Thai family of 3 in Thailand's Chonburi province has revived public calls for the death penalty. Many people are calling for the two murderers, known as Pong and Thong, to be executed, arguing that those responsible for committing serious crimes, especially repeat offenders, must never be released from prison to commit another serious crime. The courts, however, have not yet ruled on guilt or punishment. Thailand still has the death penalty on the statute books. According to Thailand's Corrections Department, there were 480 inmates on death row as of May 2026. Its last execution, though, was on June 18, 2018, when a 26-year-old man was executed by lethal injection after being convicted of aggravated murder. Amnesty International did not record any further executions in Thailand, meaning the pause has now lasted more than 8 years. If no further executions are carried out for 10 consecutive years, Thailand could be considered a de facto abolitionist state, meaning it no longer carries out executions in practice, even though the death penalty remains legal. It also shows a gap between the maximum punishment imposed by a court and the sentence that is finally carried out. Senior Public Prosecutor Paramet Intrachumnum believes Thailand's reluctance to carry out executions is partly driven by a desire to protect its image as a modern and humane country.
เราพยายามจะรักษาเสื้อผ้าหน้าตาของประเทศไงรักษาหน้าตาของประเทศว่าฉันนี่ศิวิไลแล้วแต่ความจริงคนไทยยังจนอยู่เยอะและทีนี้การเปลี่ยนจากระบบยิงเป้ามาเป็นฉีดยานี่ก็สิทธิมนุษยชนแล้วนะให้ตายแบบไม่ทรมานเข็มแรกหลับเข็มที่2สมองตายเข็มที่3หัวใจหยุดเต้น
Similarly, Assistant Professor Dr. Ronakorn Bunmi of Thammasat University says the central question is not simply whether capital punishment exists, but how effective is Thailand's justice system.
World Justice Index เนี่ยนะครับประเมินประเทศไทยเนี่ยสอบตกในกระบวนการยุติธรรมเต็มร้อยเราได้40กว่าคะแนนนะครับในกระบวนการราชทัณฑ์เต็มร้อยเราได้27คะแนนนะครับคำถามคือด้วยกระบวนการด้วยคะแนนแบบเนี้ยผมไม่ได้บอกว่าเราแย่นะครับแต่ว่าในมุมมองนานาชาติในมุมมองสากลมันยังมีพื้นที่ให้เราพัฒนาได้นะครับเมื่อยังมีพื้นที่ให้พัฒนาได้เนี่ยเราพัฒนาก่อนไหมก่อนที่เราจะมาลงโทษในสิ่งที่มันกลับคืนมาไม่ได้
The real problem is a justice system that allows some dangerous offenders to return to society. Dr. Ronakorn believes that those who still pose a serious threat should remain in prison for life or until they are no longer considered dangerous to prevent repeat offenses. Both experts point to weaknesses in the prison system. Paramet says overcrowding creates pressure to reduce sentences and release inmates, while Dr. Ronakorn warns that some prisoners may return to society before their rehabilitation is complete.
เราก็ต้องเข้าใจว่านักโทษเขาไม่อยากอยู่หรอกเขาพยายามทำให้เขาเข้าเงื่อนไขอบรมการทำอาชีพอบรมฟังพระพุทธศาสนาก็อบรมไปอย่างนั้นแหละเพื่อให้ได้เงื่อนไขทำตัวไม่ดื้อตีหน้าเศร้าเล่าความเท็จและกลายเป็นนักโทษชั้นดีได้ลดวัน ตรงนี้ก็ไม่ว่ากันก็เข้าใจราชทัณฑ์นะราชทัณฑ์เนี่ยเขารับคนได้ประมาณ 200,000 นิดๆแต่ราชทัณฑ์ทั้งประเทศวันนี้มันมี 300,000 กว่าราชทัณฑ์เองก็พยายามที่จะระบายคนออกในเทศกาลบ้างในการลดวันต้องโทษบ้างก็คิดว่าน่าจะเป็นทางที่ดีแต่คนที่กระทำความผิดซ้ำที่จะกลับไปเนี่ยมี 7% ถึง 10%
For Ronakorn, royal pardons, parole, and sentence reductions have allowed some prisoners to leave before they are fully ready to return to society.
เรามีเวลาอยู่กับเขาน้อยเกินไปส่วนหนึ่งก็คือเพราะมันมีเนี่ยอย่างที่บอกมีอภัยโทษมีพักโทษมีลดวันต้องโทษมีกระบวนการเครื่องมือต่างๆที่ทำให้นักโทษออกจากเรือนจำโดยที่ยังไม่พร้อมใช่ไหมครับเรายังสอนเขาไม่จบแต่เขาแกรดแล้วเขาจบแล้วนะครับยังสอนไม่ครบบทเรียนเลยเขาออกไปแล้วอันนี้ก็อาจจะต้องคุยกันแล้วผมคิดว่าเรื่องนี้จริงๆคือเรื่องหลัก
In the case of Pong and Thong, evidence, not public pressure, must determine guilt and punishment, but the justice system must also assure the public that they will be safe from these offenders. Paramet believes that the court may impose the death penalty because the confessions came only after strong evidence emerged. leaving the government to make the next difficult decision.
ไอ้การรับสารภาพของเขาเนี่ยก็ไม่ใช่รับเพราะเหตุบรรเทาโทษนะรับเพราะอาจจะจำนวนต่อหลักฐานก็ไม่มีเหตุที่จะลดโทษเพราะงั้นผมเชื่อว่าโทษสุดท้ายที่ลงเนี่ยศาลคงลงประหารชีวิตและเป็นคดีอุกชะกันสะเทือนขวัญของประชาชนจึงไม่ลดโทษให้ก็เท่ากับประหารชีวิตภาระหนักตรงนี้จะไปอยู่ที่ท่านนายกอนุทินท่านเป็นฝ่ายบริหารเมื่อฝ่ายตุลาการบอกประหารท่านอนุทินจะว่ายังไงอุตส่าห์ไปดูที่เกิดเหตุและท่านเฉยก็คงลำบาก
While Thailand still has the death penalty, the punishment finally served may change. The real test is whether Thailand's justice system can reform offenders, keep dangerous people away from society, and maintain public trust. Gitipat Chunsukhchit, Thai PBS World.
Well, beyond the death penalty, what really needs to be discussed is the effectiveness of Thailand's justice system. And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. At least 7 people were killed following a mass shooting at Thepsirin Nonthaburi School on Friday morning. The suspect was reportedly a 14-year-old student. Police said that the suspect shot his grandparents at home, then 2 teachers and 3 other school staff before killing himself. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul condemned the attack and expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims. 15 young children were injured on Friday when a car crashed into a child development center in Kanchanaburi province while toddlers were taking their afternoon nap. Emergency teams rushed to the scene and immediately took the injured children to a nearby hospital. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Myanmar's Min Aung Hlaing visited Thailand during the past week, marking his first trip as a civilian leader. Both Thailand and Myanmar have signed bilateral agreements on labor, transboundary river pollution, and space technology. Min Aung Hlaing also proposed during the Thailand-Myanmar Business Forum to position Myanmar as a strategic land bridge connecting 3 regions while inviting Thai businesses to invest in energy, electric vehicles, and major infrastructure. A group of protesters gathered in front of the United Nations office in Bangkok to oppose Min Aung Hlaing's visit to Thailand. They also called on the Thai government not to forge a relationship with the Myanmar leader. Protesters claim that the visit will affect Thailand's image on the global stage in terms of human rights protection, adding that the ex-general is responsible for the deaths of civilians opposing the regime. And now let's turn to another important story. Myanmar's leader Min Aung Hlaing visited Thailand earlier this week. Boosting bilateral ties and addressing border issues were high on the agenda amid questions regarding his regime's legitimacy. Natasha Kitmong recently talked to an expert about the pros and cons of his visit, especially for Thailand, and most importantly, what is ASEAN's next step in re-engaging with Myanmar?
Last Thursday, Min Aung Hlaing visited Thailand, and what does this imply, and are there any specific issues that Thailand have to be cautious in talking with Myanmar or in relation with Myanmar, both economically and politically?
First of all, to be fair, I don't really know whether this visit comes as through the invitation of Thailand, or is it, the Myanmar government and Min Aung Hlaing like saying that they would be visiting and we have to take, that courtesy call. So, but that have implications really, right? If it was the Thai government that invite Min Aung Hlaing for his visit, it could mean that in a way, are we trying to legitimize or reintroduce the regime into the family of ASEAN. But on the other hand, if the visit comes as a request or per the request of the Myanmar government, technically it could probably illustrate some need to re-engage from their end, which is encouraging in a way, but it could also mean that they are trying to manipulate the international attention as well. My stance here in this regard is that if Thailand Thailand really needs to be more careful when they engage with Myanmar government, simply because of the way that Myanmar government have been behaving recently, particularly the way that they have just outright refused to follow the 5-point consensus that was mandated by ASEAN and the obligations that Myanmar government have to follow when it comes to 5-point consensus, which have shown that, to a certain extent, it has no interest, to really come back to the ASEAN family, right? I mean, that could be something that if Thailand is not careful about this, it could mean that we're overextending, right? We're overextending our relationship in this, and in that regards, legitimizing the regimes that have no interest to come back into, or who have not shown the interest in coming back into the ASEAN family.
Right. And what are the pros and cons from this visit?
What are the pros and cons? I think the upside is, one way is it shows that Myanmar has not forgotten about Thailand, because also if we actually look at the different visits that Min Aung Hlaing have made since he became the president of the country, he already went to India, he already went to China, right? So we are, as a neighboring country, the last country that he chose to visit among these 3 neighboring countries, right? But yeah, I mean, in a way, I guess it's encouraging that he has not forgotten about us as a neighboring country who have done so much to reintroduce his country into the ASEAN family. The downside is our image and optics, and that is something that Thailand needs to figure it out and be careful, right? Because of simply what I had just mentioned, are we overextending ourselves in the benefit of the regime that have yet to show any dedication and commitment to follow through with the demands that international communities have put upon him.
Not long ago, the Myanmar government released a picture of Aung San Suu Kyi, the former leader of Myanmar. What does this imply? And from my understanding, it's the first photos after her detention.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Right.
What it means, I think, well, the most basic thing is we all should be happy that she's alive.
Right.
After all those rumors that, and even especially from Kim Aris, her son as well, that potentially she could be dead, right? But in reality, I mean, finally we see the most recent proof of life of her, so that's encouraging. However, I don't think that Min Aung Hlaing is doing this for Thailand or for ASEAN. I think his vision is beyond us. Right? I think the way that he portrayed this and the selection of how he allowed Aung San Suu Kyi to meet with the head of ICRC, I think that's a very intricate and very well articulated tactic, because, I mean, ASEAN have requested the meeting, right? Thailand, the foreign minister have requested the meeting, but the whole time the Myanmar government refused, right? Why they chose ICRC? I think it's because ICRC, or why not UN, right? I think ICRC has specific mandate for political prisoner or people who are, political activists who are in detention. It's within ICRC's mandate to meet or to request visit to these people, right? And it serves as the most neutral platform, international community platform that we have out there when it comes to showing, the international community that she's alive. So I think that's it's not incidental by any means. I think the timing and also the way that they chose this meeting, the way that they wanted it to happen, is very well articulated and it's deliberate.
Well, this is going to be challenging, not just for Thailand, but for the ASEAN region as a whole. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ